we go when we go and up. Uh, uh, well, nothing. I don't have anything. Anyway, welcome everybody. Welcome everybody to another week of the Multiverse podcast. I'm your host, Bad Ty Bricks, here with another extremely exciting, entertaining week of entertainment. This week, guys, we will be discussing none other than Thor: Love and Thunder on the cards. We will also be discussing R.Kelly. Oh, R.Kelly. We'll be discussing it. And finally, we'll round out the show and discuss whether or not it's time. But before we do all of that, welcome to the Multiverse.
What do you know about the multiverse?
What's up, guys? What's up, guys? We are back here with Tyrone Thornhill and Mini Baby Grogu. We are the Multiverse podcast, back with another week to share our opinions. Guys, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Tyrone, man, what's up with you, man? You're looking quite clean today, man.
Oh, well, thank you. Yeah, I just shaved earlier. He's like, let me go ahead and get all fresh and everything. Make sure I look good for this show and everything. You know what I'm saying? What up, Lisa? What's going on? I see you in the comments. You know what up? Well, what's up, Minnie? How you doing, man? No, I'm just kidding. Let me stop.
Minnie, what's up, man? Coming straight out the garage. Yo, yes.
Straight out the cage, son.
Got all the what are those called, man? Because what are
Funko Pops.
These are Funko Pops and everything made by Funko behind me. Not everything, obviously, but a lot. It's a lot of stuff, man.
I believe before we make it to the next tier, that wall is going to be completely filled with those what was it called again?
Funko Pops.
Funko Pops.
There's all kinds of stuff in here, you know.
There's all kinds of stuff in here.
You know, you got all kinds of stuff in here. You know, goodness in here. You got all kinds of stuff.
I mean, we know you got it. We know you probably got a version of me and Tyrone in there too. If you ever get
I need to.
You know, maybe poking us or something, man.
Yeah, those aren't for the stream. Those are for private use.
Exactly. Well, I want to welcome everybody who's in the comment section to the show this week. We have a lot to talk about. So I want to kind of jump right into things so we can get into it. This week we are excited, as I stated before, because we have the return of our funny guy superhero, Mr. Thor, Odin's son, Thunder. Are you guys excited? Because I know we were really excited about Doctor Strange, but are you guys super excited for this movie to well, it's already dropped. Drops Thursday, right? Well, some people on the panel may have seen it already. Yeah. We'll discuss that later. But Tyrone, are you super excited for this movie right now?
Yeah, I'm excited. I got my tickets already. Going to see it on Friday at like 1 p.m. Try to get an empty theater, you know, be as conscious as possible. But yeah, man, I'm excited about it. After Ragnarok and knowing that Taika Waititi is directing another Thor movie, you know what I mean? Or, you know, had directed this movie, and just knowing how solid he's been, like his record is outstanding. So I'm just all of it combined, another Thor movie, more Marvel stuff. Let's have some fun. So yeah, I'm super excited about it.
Well, I believe this is the last trailer.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to go ahead and play this last trailer just for those who may have not seen it at this point. I should hope that everybody's seen it, but we're gonna play it really quick and then we'll jump into the discussion really quick. But let's get into it.
Cool.
I know your pain. Your suffering. It must MulTYversed. I come here to raise an army. Today, we'll go down in history. How exciting! Today, we'll fight! Struggle like a true Thor. This ends here and now! I'm counting on it. Marvel Studios Thor, Love and Thunder in theaters July 8th. Rated PG-13. Tickets still available.
All right, man. There it is. I'm sure all of you guys have seen that by this point, but we are definitely excited to see it after seeing that trailer. What kind of stood out for you, Minnie? Even though we know that you've seen it already.
We don't know nothing. I am not a snitch. I am not even not breaking the 6ix9ine of this group. This is not. I may or may not have gazed my eyes upon the loveliness that is Thor: Love and Thunder. Damn it. Okay, I could say this things that I love, things that I wanted to see. When I saw the last movie, like he alluded to before, I was hoping that it would be the same vein of fun because it was fun. Like Ragnarok was fun to me, and especially the last two Marvel movies were like serious issues. You know what I'm saying? Like when you got Spider-Man and you got Doctor Strange, they're both kind of like very, especially Doctor Strange, is a very like somber movie. So I'm like, okay, I'm glad that we're getting back to like some fun, really vibrant background, crazy stuff, which is you're definitely gonna get with Thor. So that was something that I was looking forward to with this movie for sure. I was glad that even if you see the trailers for it, you can see the background, you can see how poppy it is with the color, and that's obviously a big thing when it comes to color and the lack of color and the whole signification of that and within the movie. But it's just like it was good to see it, and I wanted to see a rom-com forever when it comes to them. I don't know why. I figured the best person to see like a Marvel rom-com would either be Thor, or I thought they were going to do the WandaVision that way, but it ended up being some more weird stuff. So that didn't turn out the way I saw that I might go to. So this is like a true, like no matter what you say at the end of the movie, this is a true, for sure, rom-com, for sure. A Marvel done rom-com. And yeah, I love it.
If you're just joining us, we are discussing and giving our predictions on the new upcoming movie, Thor: Love and Thunder. Now, the last time we saw Thor, he was in bad shape for the most part. Now, we get Thor this time, and it looks like Thor has gone through some transitioning. It looks like he's clean. He's got a clean new suit, and looks like he's been working out a little bit.
Tatted up.
So we've gotten rid of Fat Thor, and we've gotten our original Thor back. Tyrone, are you excited for healthy Thor?
As long as he's happy, you know what I mean. I think I think a god should be whatever version of him or herself that they think they should be. You know what I mean? So I like to support godly figures when I can. But hey, gods come in many shapes and sizes. So
Well, also we do have some new additions to the Thor universe, and we have our one lovely Jane Foster. And she looks like she's gotten some upgrades as well. For one, she now seems to hold Mjolnir. What's this? What is this about right here? What is this about, Minnie? What is this? Because I'm a little thrown. What's going on here?
Well, and no spoilers.
No spoilers. I was about to say without giving any spoilers.
Don't let Ty guide you that blind.
She does. That is her weapon. She is, I can say that, well, from the credits, you can only know that she does hold a position as a Thor, and they call her Mighty Thor. So she's been running that this whole time while your homeboy has been fat. I, I think you've seen it in the preview. If you didn't notice, I'm sorry you didn't notice, but I promise you've seen it in the preview. There's a part when she does a move, and the reason and the cracks within Mjolnir, there's some cool stuff that goes on with that. It looks like it's broken, but it's not really broken. But she can do something that Thor couldn't do with it in that state. So I'll say that much. That was kind of cool.
Oh, okay. Well, what we do also notice is that she is fully garbed in Asgardian gear. It looks to be. I may be wrong here, Tyrone. Correct me if I'm wrong. But it looks like Thor has a whole new suit as well.
Yes.
Did they go shopping before they came up with the show? What's going on here?
This is one of those situations where I don't have any prior knowledge. So my guess right now is that Valkyrie's over there running New Asgard, and that maybe those Asgardians are still making some armor, and can hook them up. They can go armor shopping when they need to. That's going to be my guess for now, because I don't know. This is very different from like the comics Gore the God Butcher story. There wasn't much shopping in that story, so I can't really speak to that. But I think that's what's going to be the explanation. They got the new Asgard mall. You can get your armor, you can get your weapons. Everything's cool.
Yeah, and you just brought up Valkyrie, which we do know she is making another appearance. And that is Miss Tessa Thompson. Thomas. Is it Thompson or Thompson? Thompson. She, as you can see her in the back of the photo here, she is coming back along with a cast of familiar faces. But one face that may look unfamiliar is the villain of this story, and you cannot go and talk about this movie without first speaking about the villain, who is played by none other than Mr. Christian Bale, and this is Gore the God Butcher. Tyrone, you read the comic book, and you have probably the most insight on Gore the God Butcher. I don't think you can really spoil the movie.
Other than many.
Some background story on Gore the God Butcher and who he is.
It's so I won't go deep into the story. But in the comics, and something that they've kind of let us in on in the trailers, is that he's just a guy who decides he's going to kill every god in existence. Period. Like that's what his life mission is, and he will do anything that he needs to do to get there. The story in the comics was very bleak, very dark, very emotional. It had so much other stuff going on that I don't think is going to be a part of this movie. So a lot of that shaped kind of who Gore was and how he got to where he was. In the comics, he doesn't have a nose. So, I don't know if somebody's going to pull a got your nose at some point. That might be a thing, we'll see. But no, what I can say is that he is a very intimidating, scary, powerful villain. And Christian Bale is a great actor. So I feel like this is a really, really good, perfect storm moment for a strong villain performance.
Now I gotta address this, Lisa, because you had, this is blasphemous. You think that Rachel McAdams should have played Jane Foster instead of Natalie Portman?
What?
Yeah, I don't know what to say about that one, Lisa. Other than no, absolutely not. I think Natalie Portman plays an excellent Jane Foster. We've gotten very familiar with her, and I haven't seen this movie yet, but I can almost guarantee she does a very good job in her role. He said we just rewatched Doctor Strange, and I just love Rachel and feel like she was underused in the MCU. Well, she may come back.
Agreed.
She may return. We never know. There's still time. But can we just talk about how they have Gore looking in this movie? Is this not scary to you guys? I mean, he kind of gives me scary vibes. I mean, he's definitely more, horrific to look at than Thanos. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, what do you think, Benny? I mean, is Christian Bale scary as Gore to you?
He was creepy. It's like he looks like it gives you like a little bit, even though it's not the same at all, but like Psycho vibes. You know, he did Psycho because he's
American
like
Psycho, yeah.
American Psycho. Yeah, because it's like the piercing eyes, like you can see like the nothingness behind kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like it's like you can believe him, like you believe these things that he believes in, so he kind of like draws you in type of thing. Honestly, I think he did great being Batman. I didn't love him as Batman as much as a lot of other people did. With a lot of things that he did with the character, but I think this might be one of his best roles. Like he's actually really good. Like for real, really good. Like creepy as hell. I'll say more than like fucking. Like, I'm sorry, more than
You
being
can say
what's
F
it
words
called?
here. It's okay.
Word.
My
But
mom's heard F words
like
before. It's fine.
like Thanos was like more imposing. Like I was scared of Thanos. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, for real. This dude is like some boogeyman. You know what I mean? Like he's just creepy and like scary in a good way though. Like he played the hell out of it, for sure.
Well, I'm excited, man. I'm excited for this movie. I'm excited to see Christian Bale in this role. Everything I've seen him in for the most part has been really good as far as his acting goes. So I don't think this will fall, far from that. Is there anything else that you're a little excited for, Tyrone? And I'll get to you, Minnie, last, since I know you saw it. But is there anything else about this movie that you're excited to see? Any surprises? Anything that you're looking forward to?
I'm definitely just waiting to see what's going to be in there that the trailers just gave me no idea about. Like when you talk about surprises, like because there's going to be something where you're just like, what, this is happening, what, this is crazy, you know what I mean? As Marvel fans and stuff, you're like, yay. And then of course just looking forward to an amazing movie, having fun and having a good time. But then, of course, the post-credit scenes. I'm looking forward to seeing what comes after the movie, because as we know, that usually gives us a glimpse into the future, and it's just part of the experience.
Well, I'm gonna definitely say that I hope to see Loki at some point. I hope he shows up.
Okay.
Maybe saves the day. I'm definitely team Loki over here.
All right.
So if I can see, I love the way you're keeping such a straight face right there, Vinny. He's like, I'm not giving nothing away. I love it. So I'm definitely hoping to see Loki at some point during the movie pull up and say something or do something.
All right.
Now, Minnie, we know I'm going to pose this differently for you. Since seeing the movie, did it?
Well, I didn't see it in its entirety. I'll say that. I didn't see it in its entirety. But go ahead. I know what happens for sure.
Okay. Ahead. So with what you've seen, is, in your opinion, did it exceed your expectations, reach your expectations, or fall short?
It was what I wanted. Like it didn't exceed my expectations because like I've been waiting for something like this, but I'm different. Like most people, like I want Marvel to show like it's like aspects of it. Like when you have Guardians of the Galaxy, it was like the goofy Marvel, and it was fun, and it was goofy, it was awesome. And then when they did Ragnarok, I was like, oh, because Thor has always been goofy and stuff, but it hasn't been like a lot of these movies are not all goofy. There's a lot of serious undertone in these movies. You know what I'm saying? If you see the Thor 1, 2, and 3 or whatever. But so I wanted sooner or later somebody to do, like I said, somebody do like a romantic comedy. Like I wanted a romantic comedy out of somewhere in the Marvel universe. I knew they could do it, and if they did it, it would be great. And I didn't expect to see a romantic comedy that good and have a villain that good on top. You see what I'm saying? Like that was just like cherry on the Sunday, because I'm already getting what I want. Like this is funny, this is cool. There's a good chemistry, which is a lot of questions when people have questions between them. In a lot of other movies, was the chemistry really there and all kinds of stuff. It was like, it was dope seeing it. And so it didn't exceed my expectations. I was just glad that I finally got what I wanted.
All right. Well,
I want to real quick put some respect on the name of Ant-Man and the Wasp. I feel like
facts. You're
I
right.
feel
You're
like
right.
they,
You're right.
they gave you what you want a little
You're
bit,
right.
but respect.
You're right. You're right. That was a really good. Really good. That's true. He's right though. He's right though. That was as close as a rom-com as you gotten so far here in like the Marvel universe, and it was good. Like it wasn't a bad movie at all.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, go check it out. Thor: Love and Thunder. It is. I think comes out Thursday. Like probably Thursday night, Thursday evening. But everywhere Friday. So go check it out. Also in most recent news, because that's what we do here. We tap in. R.Kelly. We got it. We got to talk about it really quick, guys. R.Kelly gets 30 years. 30 years.
30 of them.
Woo! 30 years. Oh my God.
30.
R.Kelly is 55 years old, and he's got 30 years of federal time. I want to be clear to people out there because I had this conversation with my friend the other day, and she was like, "Oh, he'll be home sooner than later." I was like, "You clearly don't know what federal time is. Federal time, for those people out there that did not know, is 85% right now, which means that if he has to do 85%, instead of him doing 30 years, he will do 27. So just so we're clear, he's not coming home anytime soon. So we can make that clear. But let's talk about some of the charges, because I don't know if a lot of people really realize what he was actually charged with. He was charged with sex trafficking and racketeering in this case. Now he is also facing charges on 4 other cases that amount in child pornography. Let me see what else that was. Well, actually, I'll let everybody see. I don't know why I did that.
You can't say child pornography and then I'll let everybody see it. You got to put some space in between those words, man.
We
definitely
time
don't
and
want
space.
You from up north. You should know better than that.
No.
What was the pause?
Definitely don't want those problems here on Multiverse. All right, here we go. I think I got it. All right, let's get it up. Let's pull it up. All right, here we go. Or we're gonna
advertisements.
We're gonna get advertisements. How about that?
Paid for this?
I know, right?
What the heck?
Vaccine for your kids?
This is
Talk
cute.
to your doctor.
I love how
doctors.
they just like, yeah.
Who will?
We may not get it at all because if they come. Okay, here we go. Okay, we do that. Child pornography, enticement of a minor, aggravated sexual abuse, and other charges. All right, so yeah, it looks like he's facing more charges and more time. I guess my question is this enough time? Is this enough time? Does he need more than 30 years to think about all he's done? Is justice served in this matter? Any opinions? Anybody?
I'll say it. Is it over time? Being that he's 50, as long as he's still in jail for the rest of his life, you damn right it's enough time. Give him, and if he has any kind of chance of getting out too early and that man still got some life in him, give him another 15 just in case. But just in case. My biggest problem with this case is not the 30 years. It's the fact that nobody else is getting time. My man, you can't be running this kind of racketeering and stuff without nobody else being involved. What's up with everybody bringing them the kids? What's up with the parents of the kids? What's up with the people who letting that stuff go down in their hotel room? What's up with the record label that knew that was going on and was enticing them to do more of that? What's up with all this?
Boy, hey, you gonna get us canceled, boy. You start naming all these
I'm just saying. What's going on?
You on
and
fire.
then when you bring all this out, I want to see Maxwell list too.
Hold on.
Since we're there, I want to see her list too.
Let's get ready to rumble.
I'm just saying. Wouldn't that be fair? Wouldn't that be protecting the kids?
Bro,
wouldn't that be making sure that it doesn't happen again?
Look, I didn't want to tap
in the business of doing that.
I didn't want to tap into all of that because I know it's really it's a slippery slope to start putting blame on, but boy, you named a lot of necessary names in that. I'm telling you, because there's a lot of guilt and blame to go around, and right now it's all focused in one direction. So shout out for that to you for that, Minnie. But Tyrone, I'd love to hear your thoughts on the matter. Do you feel like this justice has been served? Are you like of the mindset that he deserves more? How do you feel?
I would expect that he'll probably end up getting more. At this point, anything more is sort of like, a symbolic thing. Like, you can't add lives to, or add years to his life. So, anything after that is just more like, here's how much we would punish you if we could. So, that's, we briefly talked about this the other day. I don't really have sympathy for somebody who does the things that R. Kelly did. You know what I mean? That's one place where I'm just like, look, yes, this country unfairly punishes black men more than it does, for white men for the same crime. We know that we have those numbers. We know that, we know that there are issues with the justice system. We know that there are issues with race. We know there are issues with the entertainment business. Yeah, all those things are still true. But for me, R. Kelly, this, I can't get behind you on this. If they got him on weed or some shit like that, you know what I mean? If they got him on, some drug charges, I might be like, free R. Kelly or whatever. But this is a whole other thing. So you're not going to get my support on this, R. Kelly. Sorry. So yeah, he'll probably end up getting more. But yeah, he deserves to be in jail. This is he's victimizing people. This is, you're hurting people. This is the line you don't cross. You know what I mean? Women specifically, hurting young women and children, not cool. But yeah, I'm with Minnie on the we need to find out the rest of the network though. This isn't just he wasn't out, like you said, Ty, he wasn't out there just chilling.
The record label didn't know.
Yeah, and while we're at it, while we're this enthusiastic about punishing sex offenders, punishing pedophiles, stuff like that, we absolutely need to be looking into those in positions of greater power who are in this same arena. So yes, 100%. Let's keep that enthusiasm for these other people that are out there doing the same dirt.
Yes, indeed. But can I address the elephant in the room, guys? Because I think this deserves a conversation. Can we talk about what life is going to be like for those inmates that are housed in the same cell block as Mr. Robert Kelly? Because I'm telling you right now, nights are about to be very smooth. When you get serenaded to bed every night, and I just wonder which R. Kelly are they getting? Are they getting this R. Kelly? Are we getting what was that, Honey Love? Are we getting that Honey Love R. Kelly, or
they're getting in the closet? Okay.
Are we getting dancing, moving the what was it? What was
Step in the name of love?
Love. Yeah, I'm just wondering what the cell blocks are what these inmates are going to experience in that, because you would think he's not going to stop singing. You got to sing. You got to sing. And I don't mean that in the sense that he wants to sing, but he's got to.
Oh yeah, no, that's
like you can't be locked up with R. Kelly and not be, every time you see him, like, yo, what's my song, man? Sing my song, Hotel. That's my song. Go ahead. And if he says no,
I don't know, man. I feel like R. Kelly is before speaking only on his singing, and stuff like that, I feel like he was probably one of those dudes that was like always singing to the point where people are like, yo, give me a break for a little while. Like, just, you know what I mean? It
Not
seems
anymore.
like that, dude. Yeah.
Not anymore, bro.
We'll see. Yeah, I'm
everybody
sure we'll hear about it. I'm sure we'll get some, there'll be a Netflix documentary in
they got cell phones in jail, man. Somebody go catch R.Kelly in there singing and put the video out and go viral in jail. I don't even know what that's like going viral in jail. I don't even know what that's even like. That's a whole nother discussion. I'm going off on a tangent. But yeah, man. But Benny, you hit it. You said a lot. You said a mouthful, bro. Like there's a lot of blame to go around. These parents that just push their kids out there just to, for the idea of fame and fortune, and and it's oh man, it's like I said, it's a lot. It's a lot to go around. So I really don't want to address that too much, because I had a whole. I've got a lot of blame to place around. We'll have that on. That'll be another discussion. We'll save that for another day. But also, one of the biggest things that has also been going on, as of late, is an uptick in people who feel as though it may be time to leave the USA. Are you guys familiar with this? That these conversations, any mumblings? You guys have any thoughts on this?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. It's something that is just kind of part of the conversation. I mean, we see where Supreme Court decisions have gone. We've seen a crazy increase in violence, especially violence that seems to be rooted in political motivations and social motivations. Specifically from the extreme right, religious extremists, and conspiracy theorists and people like that. Those things never turn out well. It's weird because for so many people, life is still just kind of like going on. You know what I mean? Like, you would talk to some people and think that everything is wonderful, and maybe some people get the flu here or there, but for the most part, things are good. Yeah, gas is a little expensive, but you know what I mean? Like, there's still enough of those people right now to where those of us who think it's crazy seem overreacting. But no, I've heard plenty of these conversations. Yeah, that's exactly what they're thinking. They're like, what are you talking about? Everything's fine.
Oh my God. Stop fucking lying.
No, but 100%, like, I mean, it's a thing that is happening. But also, like, if you are, how do I put this delicately? If you're white, don't go, make sure you're going somewhere, where you're like established and stuff. Don't be like running off to like, islands and shit, trying to take other people's land. Like, don't do that again. You know what I mean? Like, we don't need, let's not do that again.
Sounds like Puerto Rico.
Right.
Yeah. So apparently this is a huge thing. I'm glad we brought this conversation up because it is definitely a thing. There is a lot going on. You just alluded to that, Tyrone, as far as gas prices. We could go on and about all of the different things. We just had a mass shooting most recently in Chicago. Another mass. I should have just started that way. Another mass shooting. In the U.S. and these mass shootings seem to be elevating. They seem to be happening more frequently, along with all of the things that we're dealing with as consumers in this capitalistic government we live in, where everything is going up in price. And furthermore, you said it earlier, we're presently in a recession. If you didn't want to admit it, if you didn't want to acknowledge it, too late. It's here. So you're just gonna have to deal with it and hope that you're still above water when it's all said and done. Now with this conversation coming up, from people saying, you know, is it time to leave the US? The question then becomes, if you leave, where do you go? And I pose this to everyone in the comment section. If you are to leave the US, where do you go and why? Why do you go there? So I'm gonna post that next question to you, Minnie. If you were to leave the US, where would you go and why?
Yes. So the reason why that's hard because I wouldn't. like I would not. I'm one of those. We're gonna find it out. type of fellas. But if I was to go ahead and touch hair, I would think that I don't know, man. It's hard to say because it's like we're dealing with as much as we like to internalize everything that we go through in America because that's all we see. It's not like tyranny and bullshit. It's not everywhere else. So it's not like, I mean, you have to pick your spot in a very good way because you might run into the same shit you're running away from, just like 20 steps behind. You know what I'm saying? It's just, it'll eventually get there, but it's not, it's not what you think it is. So I don't know. Because it has to be like, it has to be somewhere that I know that my because I got kids to worry about and stuff like that. So I have to be me safe, my daughter safe, somewhere we can get acclimated, somewhere that we know we're not gonna run into the same things we're running away from. Otherwise, what the fuck are we doing? So it's hard. I don't know.
Well, Tyrone, I think the bigger question is, can you leave? Because that's really the plague. That would be the plague, because I don't think people who are comfortable, this conversation really relates to them. It doesn't. This is for the people that are uncomfortable. Now, if you're uncomfortable, now we get to the point of, can you afford to leave? You know, so it's not so much where do you go, it's how do you get there?
Shit ain't cheap. It is not cheap, and it's not easy. Cheap. Like my brother lives in Vancouver. He's up in Canada. He works. He's been there for years now. Just to get his green card, basically, up there in Canada, it took a long time. It was a very exhaustive process. So it's not easy for people. He started as a college student and had that behind him. So he was able to kind of get in that way, and then and then he started working. So there's that. But yeah, for a lot of people, it's just not accessible. It's not something that you can think of. And the people who would benefit most from leaving right now, people who probably see that as an attractive idea right now, are, like you said, the ones who can't just hop on a plane and just bounce, or can't just pack up all their shit and go. So yeah, it's the idea. While sort of like dreaming about it is fun, it's like the practical application of it. It's like, okay, well, how the hell do we pull this off? Like, what do we do here? So well, let me not start answering other questions. I'll stop there and we'll see where this conversation goes.
Again, if you're just joining us, we are discussing presently if it is time to leave the US of A, and if so, where do you go and why? Now we have some people in the comment section. Hey Deidre, that's my cuz. What's going on? So you brought up a point. You would not leave this country because your ancestors died for this country, so it's my country. So your reasoning is because you feel like ownership. You feel like you have some ownership, and you don't want to just let it go. And also because your ancestors died here. I can respect that. I can respect it. I don't know if that would hold me, because if we're being honest about some things, your ancestors were only here because they were brought here. So technically, they came from somewhere else. And that possibly could be a reason to go search your ancestry in other places. That could be a reason it's in self to find out where you came from and what what that entails. Just some thoughts, throwing it out there. But Tyrone, you bring up a very good point as far as a lot of people are not going to be able to afford to just leave. As much as they may want to leave, as much as it may seem like the right thing to do to get a fresh new start, it's just not feasible. And that is a big issue. But if it were, let's just say hypothetically, it was feasible, where would you go and why?
Me, I mean, just out of pure curiosity and stuff, I would probably go and live in Japan. I feel like that would be fun. It's, as Minnie pointed out earlier, it's Japan suffers from a lot of the same stuff we suffer from, as far as like, just our everything about our society being tied up in money. It's something that you really can't run from. It's I think is a big part of this conversation that I just want to acknowledge real quick, is that like a lot of the stuff that's happening in this country it doesn't stop at these borders. So just know that before really making these plans. But having said that, Japan, I've always thought Japan looked really fun and really cool. And if might as well go ahead and check it out if I'm gonna bounce. But I'm in New York, so I feel pretty good. I feel like I'm at least, like, once I got above the Mason-Dixon line, I was like, I feel okay about this.
Okay. Lisa, you brought up something, and I was about to get to it, so I'm glad I'll let you segue us into it. But research, I've been looking at the top rated countries to live in the world. Denmark has consistently been ranked in the top 5 for years. Canada was voted number 1 and number 2 in the last 2 years. I look for education, way of life, economy, healthcare, public safety. These are all good reasons to live in a country. And if all the boxes are checked, there's really no reason to go against it. But you did bring up those countries. And what I did was I looked up the most recent. And I know, Tyrone, you're like really huge on sources. This one came from the usnews.com. I don't know how. And I've got a backup one too, which is World Population View. I don't know how reputable those are, but as it stands of 2022, Canada still holds the number 1 spot in quality of life, number 1 in best countries overall. Denmark is number 2 in quality of life, number 12 in best countries overall. Sweden is number 3 in quality of life. Norway, number 4 in quality of life. Switzerland, number 5 in quality of life. Australia, number 6 in quality of life. Netherlands, number 7 in quality of life. Finland, number 8 in quality of life. Let's see. What is it? Germany, number 9, quality of life. Germany actually is number 3 in best countries overall, by the way. And New Zealand is number 10. Looks like the US didn't even make the top 10, which is very telling, coming from a US news outlet, or represented as a US news outlet. Also, let's see what we got here. What I did was I went to another source just to kind of give us a couple of options. And this is Yahoo. Yahoo has said that these are the 10 best countries to live on just a social security check. So if you don't make a lot of money, have a very limited income, these would be the top 10 best countries to live in on just a social security check in 2022. Number 1 is Panama. Number 2, Costa Rica. Number 3, Mexico. Number 4, Portugal. Number 5, Colombia. Number 6, Ecuador. Number 7, Malta. Number 8 is France. Number 9 is Spain. And number 10 is Uruguay. So again, these are two top 10 lists. We, again, Tyrone, I know how you are about sources, so I don't know how how you're gonna feel about that.
I mean, I have no reason to deny any of the information. The second one was interesting because it sounds like it's more it's more of a view of where cost of living is the lowest, so you can live off the least. You know what I mean? And I think those two lists kind of highlighted a very interesting thing about just the entire world, as a whole, and maybe further goes to kind of become an example of how we may not be able to run from these issues. You know what I mean? Like this may be something that is that needs to be, that you can't outrun. It needs to be settled and solved. Because maybe I'm a cynic, but I don't think that, let's say all of a sudden a large number of Black and brown folks in America decided they're going to start going to live in Canada. I'm not 100% convinced that all of the lovely Canadians are going to be like, that's great, come on in and have a good time. You know what I mean? Like, now maybe I'm cynical, but racism isn't an American problem. We're really good at it. We're like fucking great at it, but it's not exclusively an American problem. So I wonder, what the dynamic there would be. That's just want to throw that wrench in there.
Yeah. I mean, this is definitely something that we're going to probably circle back to, because I feel like if it's becoming a conversation right now, it's only, a second before it becomes an actual thing. And you start to see a lot of people transitioning from leaving, United States to whatever country they deem that could be potentially better for them. And I wonder, and this is just me being a conspiracy theorist that I can be at times, does this not seem more like formulated plan? Like this is like, okay, we'll just have a lot of shit happen, and then kind of scoot out the undesirables, if you want to, kind of put it like that.
So you're not off base in that it's connected, because it absolutely is connected. All these things are connected to each other, right? But instead of it being like a nefarious plan, it's just how things were going to eventually work out with the way our system was built, the way our most of the world is built, like that kind of thing. Like, it was eventually going to separate to the point, without checks and balances, it was eventually going to separate to the point where you're going to have a couple people doing really, really, really well, and a bunch of other people being like, what the hell are we supposed to do right now? And it, so in a way it's by design, but everybody kind of thought that, well, not everybody, we were convinced, we were taught, indoctrinated with the idea that as long as we try our damnedest, that this would never happen. We'd always be on equal footing if everybody just gave it the old college try. I think what you're seeing now is a lot of people are realizing that the deck is stacked against you for the most part, and for most people.
Now, Lisa, you brought up something, and this is kind of why we're having this conversation today, is because it's typically people that live outside of the country that are, conversing with people that live within this country and are like, yo, it's great over here. It's awesome over here. Like, you would not believe what you can achieve over here, or what's going on over here, or how I'm living over here. And I think that's what's causing a lot of people, because again, Tyrone spoke to what the indoctrination is, as far as viewing the U.S. in a way that we always view it as U.S. citizens. Like, we're the best, we're on the top.
Unimpeachable, just like
we just can't get any better than this. And you need those people that actually leave and go see these other places and realize that, hey, everything they were telling us isn't true, and then reach back to pull someone else forward. So that's what we're seeing. There's still a lot of speculation. There's still a lot of fear. There's my own wife came to me the other day and asked if like, you want to leave and she knows that's pretty much impossible for me because I don't fly. So but
you're gonna be like Leonardo DiCaprio on Titanic, just looking for a new start.
be on a ship for 60 days. Yeah, that's 180 days around the world. But I mean, the fact that she even brought it to my attention, really lets me know that this is a thing. This is something that people are really contemplating, and that it's the seriousness of where our system of government is going and what direction it's going, to where you have these people that are like myself that are contemplating outs. Like maybe we should jump ship before the whole thing sinks. Is that where we're at right now, Vinny? At that point?
I think, I mean, yeah, most people are, the generations that are coming up now are at least, like, when it comes to, they're not as hopeful as generations beforehand. Like, you might talk to a generation beforehand, they were like, oh, we're gonna put our, whatever, and we're gonna make this country better, whatever. And most people are realizing that it might not really be a way that you can, unless you overhaul it. And if you're not willing to overhaul it, then you're just gonna be like, bro, I can't be here no more. Like, I'm not gonna be willing to deal with this atrocities over and over and over again, and put my children in the middle of this, and when am I not gonna be next type of thing, So I get it completely. Like, I understand. It's just I wouldn't have a place to go. Like, I wouldn't know where to go. Like you were saying beforehand, it's just racism is everywhere too. So this migration of folks, if it's melanated folks, we're not welcome everywhere. With open arms. So, it's that too. It's kind of like the devil type of thing too. So, but is it there? Hell yeah, it's there, because like I said, the people our age and the people younger than us are not with we're just gonna stick it out and see what happens. Either you're gonna fight it or you're out. It's way more of of that type of mentality when it comes to like people our age and younger, especially.
Well, we better hope it changes, because the American dollar is from my understanding, went down, went back up, went down, went back up, and then is on the downside, like going down again. So like, we got to figure it out, because if we're going to these other countries where the dollar value used to be so much, where it seemed like that would be the thing to do, because you go over there, you take your $500-600 dollars, and you're over here living like living a pretty good life, just based on that. But now it might not be that way. So is it like get out while you can, while you still can afford to live in some of these places, or just kind of wait it out and hope for the best? Because that I think that is are those our choices at this point, Tyrone?
No, I don't think those are the only two. I think there's a lot that still can be done to at least get us on a better direction. There's to fix every problem would take an entire society changing its beliefs, and that's tough. But there are ways that we can make big changes. There are examples of it happening throughout history. Ecuador right now, like, is their people are out there rioting. Their people are out there protesting. Their people out there because they were just like, look, we got some demands, and y'all are going to meet these demands, and they're winning. The people are winning. So, there are ways that you can make change to better, for the better of the masses, better of the workers, better of the people. But I think we're going, unfortunately, I think people are going to have to be a little more uncomfortable than they are right now. I think people are still a little too comfy at the moment, even with all the shit that's going down.
Well, yeah, we're going to wrap this up on
Leave it on a high note, right?
Yeah. No, right. We're going to wrap it up with Must Watch TV. And I'm just gonna go around the board real quick, guys. Any new shows that you want to tell the folks about? Anything that we should keep our eyes open or go check out? Anything you watching? What are you watching right now?
Real quick, just to finish that off, just educate yourself on general strike. Get with unions in your area, networks, support networks for lost wages, things like that. Really start to look into that stuff, because People United can make a lot of change as far as shows are concerned. I would say Miss Marvel, yeah, you had it locked and loaded. Miss Marvel just had its 5th episode. The finale will be next week, and this show is, it really, this show surprised me in that I was just like, wow, this is just really well done. So Miss Marvel, check it out. It's a lot of fun. It's a good show. Of course, you know, I'm gonna leave it up because I know what y'all are. I know what at least one of y'all are gonna say. So I'm gonna back up. I don't want to step on any toes. Thank you for
go ahead. Hey,
what
you got? What you got? What's on the on the big screen right now? Minnie, what are you watching?
Look, well, he said Miss Marvel. That's definitely one. We already know if you haven't finished The Boys, finish that for sure. I've been watching. Mike Epps has a show on Netflix that's funny. That new season just came out. Upshaws. That's good. That was good. New season is out. I've been watching this anime on Netflix too. It's called Bastards or Bastard. Okay. That's pretty good.
Yep.
And then I think another one's called Fringe. I think it's called Fringe. It's about like a kid in high school who has like this superpowered suit and he fights. Okay, it's badass. That one's really good. It's gory.
Hold on, what is it called?
And it's good. I think it's Fringe.
And it's on Netflix.
It's new. It's on Netflix. It's new too. That's really good. That's a really good anime. So those two I've been watching. Yeah.
Okay. I'm currently watching The Old Man on FX on Hulu, which is a really, really good series. You can still catch the series The Umbrella Academy. Right. It is the full season is up, so you can watch it at your own viewing pleasure. Anything else that I'm watching? I just started watching The Terminal List with Chris Pratt. It's actually pretty decent. Okay. It's actually pretty decent. The Terminal List I think is on Prime Video, if I'm correct.
Okay.
And that's with Chris Pratt, and that's a really good one. It's about what is it called? What do the war vets get?
PTSD?
Yeah, PTSD. It's about PTSD and how the government. I'm not even going to say anymore because if I'll release too much. But those are definitely some that you should check out. Anything you guys got going on the way out?
Saturday morning, New Blurred Order. That's always a thing. If you're in the New York area and Queens, I got a show on Friday out at QED. Check us out. Of course, next Wednesday, see you back here on MulTYverse.
All right. Yeah, Lisa, I actually have that on my watch list as well. So Motherland, Fort Salem, which is about witches and magic. I would check that one out too. I believe that's on Hulu. If I'm correct, correct me if I'm wrong, but I do believe that's on Hulu.
I gotta watch that.
Yeah, it's I think it's on its fourth season, third or fourth season.
Oh wow, I'm super late. Okay, that's cool. That's something good to watch. That's good.
Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know, Lisa. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's like 3 or 4 seasons or something like that. So, but it looked pretty good. Definitely looked pretty good.
What do I have going on? I have nothing.
Your Honor is another one you should probably check out. I don't know which channel that comes on, but
it's probably British. No, I'm just kidding. I don't think it is. I think Bryan Cranston is in it.
Bryan Cranston.
Yeah.
All right, check that out.
Oh, let me just tell a real quick story. I forgot to tell while we were talking about R.Kelly. On Wednesday, I got a text from my mom, and it said, R.Kelly got 30 years justice to serve. And I said, hold on, wait a minute. This whole time you thought his name was Art Kelly? And she absolutely did. Her whole R. Kelly's whole career. She thought his name was Art Kelly. So just wanted to throw that out there.
Kelly, that's hilarious.
What up, Mom? Thanks for hanging out.
Thought it was Wizard Kelly.
You're in here roasting your mom, man. We won't have it.
That's hilarious.
Go ahead, Minnie. Anything you got on the way out, man?
Always check what I got going on Mini Baby Grogu. That's Mini Baby Grogu at Instagram or TikTok. I always put up what show I'm on. I got some cool stuff coming up. I got a lot of private shows, but I got some cool stuff coming up. We're finishing up some movies. I got a movie coming out called Church. I play the guy at church that has a lot of money but will not like to pay that much. And is always doing some naughty things and trying to hit on married females at the church. That is me. So it's gonna be really fun, man. You gotta watch the comedy. It's really hilarious. We're gonna start shooting here soon. It's on. You can find it on IMDb and everything. It's real stuff, people. It's not just me and my homies in the backyard. Okay, God damn it. So we got that going on, and just check Mini Baby Grogu to see what I got going on, or just check your baby mom's phone. I'm always in there too.
Art imitating life, art imitating art. Mini Baby Grogu, y'all. Let me see. We want to make sure we give a special shout out to Holly Noon. She was unfortunately not able to make it with us this week, doing family time, and we hope she's having a great time with the kids, and she'll be back with us very shortly. So shout out to you, Holly. And yes, you can catch me, Tyrone, and Minnie in the comments, as always, on Saturday on New Blurred Order at 10 a.m. I want to also give a special shout out to a pod called TBD, also the Financial Griot. I always try to get Anime Sundays podcast. I always mess this up, man, when it comes time to shouting everybody out. But you know who you are, and we got nothing but love for you. Everybody out there, Spiritual Lab podcast. If I missed you, I'm sorry, but we love you. But I want to thank everybody for coming to the show, everybody in the comment section. Y'all killed it as usual. If you joined us on YouTube, please make sure you hit that like, subscribe button, and share it if you like. It's not going to hurt, but it'll help us grow. So we appreciate everybody. But until next week, be good at it and be good for it. And be good to them, and be good. Just be good. All right. You know, I get crazy with this, but anyway, we're a MulTYverse podcast. And until next week, we're out.